My last couple of videos have been about wood turning on the Shopsmith in relation to this challenge that I've issued to turn your own handle or to make your own handle for your Shopsmith. And a couple questions have come up about the capacity of this lathe. The stated maximum capacity of a Shopsmith Mark V or the current Mark VII is this length, which is 34 inches. Now, it might be true, it might not be true. Let's talk about that, and I'm going to show you how I squeeze another 10 inches out of mine. So why I say that may not be true, the maximum capacity of this machine is based on the stock components using the spur drive that comes with your Shopsmith and using the cup center, the dead center that comes with your Shopsmith. With that, if you measure just a bit at the depth of the spurs, and if you imagine having that cup sunk into your wood, you can squeeze 34 inches. And let me tell you, it is a tight squeeze, and you may even have to do this. Now, let me show you a technique that will come up again before this video is over, and that is when I lay out and mark my stock, one of the things I do is I use my drive center to indent the wood. I always use my cup center, even if I'm going to use my live center. And that's because I can safely hammer on that center. It's not going to damage it. I can hammer it into the wood. If I do that with a live center, I'm likely to damage the ball bearing. First, we find the center of the stock. I'm using just a common, inexpensive center finder. And I go around all four sides to mark an X on the end of the stock. That's where we will drive our center. Now, something I've done out of habit since the very beginning is I will use the cup center on both ends of the stock. And I'll do the same thing with the drive center. And the reason I do that is when it comes to sanding on this machine, sometimes you might find it convenient to turn the stock end for end. That reverses the grain of the wood, and some of the grain that's laying down, not wanting to be sanded away, will sand once you flip the stock over. Well, the only way you can do that, or the best way to do it, is if you've already marked the centers. Because I know this big of a piece of wood can handle it, I'm driving pretty aggressively. Somebody's pointed out in the video last week that the split that I got in my stock when I was being very aggressive with the drive center could have been resolved by pre-drilling for the center and then making a cross cut with the bandsaw, with the handsaw, so the spurs would have a place to go. This big piece, I'm not worried about that. Now, I'm being very aggressive with this one because I need to for this application where I'm kind of pushing the limits of the capacity. Next, we take the spur drive, and I'm going to drive that also into the same points. Now, if you're going to try to get this maximum capacity, one of the things you're going to find is your headstock is going to be as far off to the left as you can possibly get it, and your quill will be retracted. Well, if I were to try to take this, mount it here, and then try to bring this into play, putting it on the cup center, you'll see that I'm coming short. It's not allowing me to go on because I can't move this back far enough. So one trick that you might be able to get away with is we do the opposite. We'll raise the tailstock up. In fact, we'll just take it out. I'm going to engage the spur drive here. And I do want to make sure I've got that as, hey now, I have that as deeply in bed as I can. I'm going to take my my cup center, put it into the end, align my tailstock, and push it in. Is it going to work? Probably not. That's what I had to do to get the stated capacity, 34 inches. Okay, there are other things we can do here. We can use a Forstner bit and drill a bit into the end of our stock. With that, you can squeeze a little bit more capacity out anyway, regardless of the length you're going for. But right now, that is in so tight, I'm immediately going to get smoke from the cup center end. I'm going to take this out right now. Don't do this. All right, now let's think about how this gets even worse. That's 34 inches. What happens if you're using a live center? Now my capacity is 33 inches. This is the Shopsmith Live Center. With that, I lose an inch of the length capacity. Also, a quick safety note. Last week, as I was turning something that already had a hole bored into it, I used a cone center. This is a live center in a cone shape. And Skip Campbell, a legend of Shopsmith, commented correctly that this is really designed for metalworking, and you do run a risk when using this in wood that your stock can come out. So I would only ever use this if I already had a hole pre-drilled into the end. But you get a catch with your chisel, and there's a good chance it's going to pull out of the tailstock with this. But if I swap these live centers out, now I have an inch less capacity. So now I'm down to 32 inches. That's not going to work for me. In fact, I have a bigger piece I need to turn. Yeah, this is the piece I want to turn. So this one we have is 34 inches. This one is 44 inches. How in the world are we going to pull this off? Well, I had a job one time a number of years ago where that was exactly the challenge that I had. This was the lathe that I owned, and I needed to find a way to make this work, and I did. I'm not recommending that you do this. I'm just showing you that with a little ingenuity, we can squeeze even greater capacity out of these machines. Hey, two quick plugs for MyGrowthRings.com. We are currently, as of this recording, running the challenge to make your mark, to make a handle to replace your plastic quill lever handle. I do want to share with you that for those of you who have joined the challenge over at MyGrowthRings.com, that we're going to do a random draw, and 4 of you are going to be winning genuine Shopsmith baseball caps. These were provided by Shopsmith USA. Thank you, Andrew. And 4 people will get these. There are some other prizes, but again, this is really about you making your mark. Doesn't hurt to win something, though. Also, the other thing I'll say is I'm not going to make plans available for this, but I will post photographs and some dimensions over at MyGrowthRings.com. It'll be in the jigs and fixture section. And if you're interested in tackling something like this, you will find that there for free. So now I can take this piece, mount it on my live center, and I have a little bit of reach with my quill. I can lock that in place. And I have 44.5 inches of capacity here. If I measured correctly, we are at 44.5. You can see that I've got my quill extended almost an inch. So I'm able to mount this and dismount this in a more traditional way by retracting the quill in order to put pieces in and out. So one of the questions that came up in the chat over at MyGrowthRings.com, actually, it came up in one of the board of directors meetings. That's our monthly Zoom meeting for folks that are members of the channel and the website over there at the $10 a month level or higher. And I showed this a while back, and one of the questions was, well, how exactly do you turn over to there? I'll put my my tool rest on the other side. I'm just doing it so you can see. I don't turn from there. This is not a reversing machine, though some of the Shopsmiths are. But you can see that I run out of coverage with my tool rest, and about that last 10 inches of stock I can't reach. So what's the answer? Well, we already talked about it. I'm going to take this stock, turn this much of it, and then turn it end for end. And now I can complete that 10 inches, but doing it from down here. And that works like a champ. Again, there are other times that I'll use this just for sanding purposes, but that's how I pull this off. Yeah, you could have figured out a way to have a tool rest integrated into this, but I just needed to get this job done, and it got the job done. Worked just fine. And then the final question you may have is, well, Scott, what are you going to make from this? I don't know. I don't have a need to turn this. I just wanted to show you my extension. Maybe I'll make something like I saw in a music video for a song called Competition. That actually has the added advantage of it would finally give me something to do with my all steel Shopsmith 10-inch saw blade that they gave us with these machines. I'll link to that video below. So I appreciate your questions, comments, cheap shots. Thanks again to Skip. And with that, make it a great day. Hey, look what finally got hung up. Yeah, this is something that was gifted to me by Nick Cups, the previous owner of Shopsmith, probably 2 years ago. And when I got it home, it was in several pieces. I even glued it together a little bit here on the channel, and it was even worse than I shared. But finally got it together, finally got it up. From certain vantage points, it looks crooked, and it was initially. It took some help from my son, but I think it's a wonderful addition. Thanks again, Nick. I appreciate it.